On next. We are into the final hour of the War Room. We've reached cruising altitude for the 50-hour Save the First Amendment live transmission at Infowars.com/show. You thought you would shut us down off social media and shut us up? We just got louder. What a list of guests that we've had so far. And what a list of guests that we have coming up for the rest of this 50-hour transmission. And right now, Carpe Donktum joins me. You follow him on Twitter at Carpe Donktum, and his stuff just reaches millions of people. The memes that he makes, he's constantly making memes. I don't know what he has up his sleeve next, but I'm sure it's something good. There he is right there. I'm not sure if he was trying to pretend to be George Costanza when he was posing for his Twitter picture there, but we can only imagine if we choose to. So Carpe Donktum joins me now. Well, wow. So you've experienced the attack on free speech when the president retweeted your memes, and so you know all about this. I mean, how is it, or what does it mean to you that in America you have tech companies, whether they have the right to do it or not, we can debate. They obviously have the will to do it. That tech companies have the will to censor conservatives and censor free speech in this country. What does that mean to you?
Well, it's crazy. It's if they can come after somebody like me that just making stuff in your living room, then I mean, who can they not come after? I mean, they can come after they censored the president of the United States when they took down his tweet of my video with a copyright strike. So where do you even go? If they've had that kind of power, what do you do?
Well, and my philosophy is that free speech is already dead in the West. Now, obviously, free speech still exists, but I'm saying it's dead in the sense that if you can censor one person's free speech or you can censor a whole block of speech, then free speech is dead. If one man's free speech is infringed upon, I say free speech is dead. What about you?
Yeah, I would agree to that. I mean, it doesn't stop. Once you can censor one person, you can censor a bunch of people, and that's what they do is they use precedents to go after more and more things. It's a cycle of the outrage cycle, and the censorship cycle is just the same thing. They'll just go after everybody. I mean, actually, look at this wasn't censorship, but it's the same principle. Chelsea Clinton getting yelled at for being Islamophobic and spreading Islamophobia is a perfect example. I mean, once they run out of enemies, they'll just find new ones. They'll go and search internally.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I mean, I really don't have like any negative will at all towards Chelsea Clinton. It's kind of weird because I have a spirit of just wanting to fight evil when I see it, and I have I just have this like sixth sense where I can just see the presence. But like I've never really had that with Chelsea. I almost kind of feel bad for Chelsea Clinton. Do you know what I mean?
She feels a little irrelevant to me, and maybe that's what it is sort of. I mean, I grew up with Chelsea Clinton being in the White House, and I do feel a little bit sad for her because I mean, there were lots of people that were mean to her when she was a child, and I would never wanted to be on that train, but she seems like a little bit of a sad figure to me. Her mother is hated, her father is pretty hated as well. It doesn't seem like a fun life to me.
No, and I mean, Bill and Hillary, I mean, who knows how many women Bill's been, right, sleeping with since they got married or since Chelsea's been born. And I mean, the whole thing is not good really there. But like also, I mean, I don't know if you know who Webb Hubble is. Have you ever heard of Webb Hubble?
Yes, I know the whole Webb Hubble thing.
So it's just like, I mean, I don't know if, I mean, imagine if you're Chelsea Clinton and you know Bill and you know his history with women, and then you got Hillary, who's just like, I mean, again, now she's like the most hated woman in America. Her record will go down as one of the biggest criminals in American history, I believe. But like, I almost feel bad for Chelsea because she was a political baby, basically. The Clintons wanted to have a kid to say, oh, look, we have a kid, and they kind of parade her around, and then she gets entwined in all the Clinton corruption. They pay for her weddings and all of this stuff. And it's
then she's supposed to live up to everything too. She has to live up to the Democrats are going to put her up on a pedestal that she has to, continue the Clinton dynasty. But I don't know that she ever wanted that or would be good at that. So.
Well, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. She kind of gets drug into this. And then now she's going to have to endure the hatred. I mean, because they're like, oh, okay, she expects hatred from the Clinton haters or whatever. So that's kind of like passe. But now she's going to get attacked from the left. And it's like this whole new brand of hatred she's going to have to deal with. I don't know why I almost feel bad for her. I think though it's because, pull up a picture of Webb Hubbell next to Chelsea Clinton. I mean, look, I know where I came from, okay? And, but I can't even imagine if you're Chelsea Clinton and you're this big political figure now. I mean, come on. You look at a picture of Webb Hubbell, it's like, that's my daddy. I mean, seriously, like, that's a joke.
Well, they might just both be sad. I don't know. Maybe they were just sad at that moment. And they just look exactly alike because of it. Right?
Yes. Let's go with that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. Let's just go with they both happen to look sad in that one picture, and let's not find 1,000 other pictures where they look the same.
Uh-huh.
But you have to hear about that. Whether it's true or not, you have to hear about that. It has to go through her head. She can't avoid the political garbage because she's a Clinton now. So It's like, now she's getting harassed. Like, oh, you're to blame for the New Zealand shooting. She's like, what the heck?
Yeah, where did that come from? All I've been doing is saying the CNN talking points for like 5 years now. How could I be Islamophobic?
Yeah, she's like I've towed the line for every leftist progressive talking point since I was born. How can I be attacked for this?
Right, exactly. Yeah, I've been passing the CNN talking points onto the Daily Beast for the last 5 years.
Yeah, she's like a board member, isn't she, on the Daily Beast?
I don't know if she is anymore. She used to be. She used to be a board member.
And then look, she's reaped the benefits of the Clinton dirty money, no doubt. But again, it's like she gets entangled in it. What is she going to do? Oh, mom and dad, don't benefit me with your billions of stolen dollars.
With the money that she spent on the wedding, she could have had it on the moon. So.
Well, now hold on. The moon might not even really exist.
Well, that's true. It might. The Earth is flat, right? That's what I've heard.
Look, here's I'm honestly open-minded about anything, and whether the Earth is flat or round, in the overall scheme of things, like as far as humans and our existence and creation and everything, I don't know if it matters. But it is interesting if we're being lied to about the Earth being flat. Like, that's the big story to me. I didn't even mean to go down this road. Flat Earth is actually like taking off, dude. It's like a whole new thing, and now they're trying to ban it on YouTube.
There's conspiracy theory, and then there's flat Earth, and that's a whole different category.
I don't know, man. Look, I'm open-minded about flat Earth. I'll be honest with you. I don't really care. I think the Earth is round. Like,
I'm going to get so much hate mail for this.
I don't care. Give me the hate mail. I love it all. I think the Earth is round. I am skeptical about some of the science and some of the math that I do believe has been disproven. I don't think that necessarily means the Earth is flat. But look, you go back in religious texts. Geocentrism has been an ancient thing. If you want to claim to be a fundamentalist Christian, then you have to believe the Earth is flat. I don't think a lot of people understand that. But it's just funny, like YouTube. But that's the thing. It's an attack on free speech. YouTube bans flat Earth videos.
Yeah, I don't want them to ban that stuff either. That annoys me too. It's like I want to be able to laugh at flat Earth videos. So if you take them all down, then I don't know what I'm going to do.
No, exactly. I want to know about how the moon is actually like that light in the Pixar introduction, and It's just like a light that just kind of goes like this around the flat surface of the Earth. Like, I want to learn about that. I like to watch that stuff. I really do. It's entertaining. It's fun to me. It's curious. But they ban that. So yeah, ban the flat Earth. There it is right there. Didn't you know the moon is actually the Pixar light from the movies? See, you learn all these things on the War Room, folks. You're not going to get this hardcore intel anywhere. We got Carpe Donctum on with us. He just made a new video. We're going to air it right now. It's going viral. Here is the latest meme video from Carpe Donctum.
I'm right up here on the left. Actually, the road's closed, so you can turn around in the driveway at the bottom of the hill. Have a good night.
Face to face with 16-year-old high school.
You serious right now?
Go! Keep going! Go! Keep going! Go!
Just a matter of time before we saw something like this, and I'm really surprised that we haven't seen something worse.
People always ask, what does it mean to make America great again?
Man, car's like the stone, man.
You try to give you a push?
Yeah, please, man. I appreciate it.
All right, look, here's what we're gonna have to do. I'm gonna push, don't hit the brakes at all. You just gotta keep going.
It means to make America a better place than it was the day before.
So there it is, the latest from Carpe Donktum, and it is a perfect illustration of what the mainstream media does, where a lie makes its way around the world before the truth even puts its pants on. And so whether it's the Jussie Smollett hate hoax, the Kavanaugh fake allegations, the Covington Catholic fake narrative. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on and on. The Michael Brown hands up, don't shoot. And so for radio listeners, the video shows a man in a MAGA hat. At the beginning, a neighbor sees some yelling outside and walks out and starts filming and sees a man in a MAGA hat saying, "Go, keep going," and says, "Oh my gosh, look at this racist Trump supporter yelling at a black man to get out of the neighborhood." But then you go look at the full story and you look at the footage from the thing, and it's actually a man in a Trump hat who's pushing the driver's car. It's stuck in an icy snow, and so he's actually standing there and trying to push it, and then once he gets it moving, he's saying, keep going. But that's what the media does. And so what made you come up with that? I mean, that's totally original. Obviously, you kind of went out of your normal realm there, and it looks like you had to actually put some actors out there and kind of direct that whole thing. Was that your brainchild there? How did this go down?
Well, I have to correct the record there. It's actually not my video. It's just a video that I'm promoting because it's a friend of mine. They actually shot. Again, I didn't do the video. Just want to make sure that's perfectly clear. I'm not trying to claim credit for it. It's a friend of mine, and they shot, directed, and edited it and came up with the whole idea. And it actually is based off of something that actually happened to them. That whole situation actually happened. The video didn't actually go viral, but it was a moment like that where he thought, like, what would happen if someone saw this happening and they only saw a little bit of it? So
that was a real life situation that they kind of wanted to turn into a little video short.
Right.
Well, I apologize. That's totally on me. I just got that right. Video. I thought it was yours. I just want to be clear. Was that the video? You mentioned that there was some video that your friend made that was getting censored. Was that the one? Yeah,
that's the one. It's been censored on Twitter and on Facebook. It was marked as, it was flagged as sensitive on Twitter, and it was being it was saying unavailable on Facebook.
Now, I can't even think of a single reason why that would be flagged or considered sensitive material.
There's no reason at all.
Did they? I mean, were they provided a reason?
Not yet. I haven't heard back from them about any reasons, but I mean, people are still seeing it. It's at almost 9,000 retweets since I first retweeted it this morning. So it's going
So
crazy.
where can people actually still find that censored video?
Well, you can still find it on Twitter. You'll just have to disable your child lock on your Twitter.
It gives you the old, this video might offend you.
Yes. So there you go. It's up there, and it's up on his page.
All right, so there it is. So Carpe Donctum, at Carpe Donctum, has shared this. And wow, and you know, that's the kind of video that gets people thinking. It's like the same thing where because I used the whole Jussie Smollett thing as a great example too, because everyone heard about Smollett, and that was actually an example where most people actually ended up hearing how it was a hoax. But I was out and some people were like, oh yeah, you know, Trump-Russia collusion's a real thing. He's treasonous. Like, I wouldn't think he was so bad if he didn't commit treason with Russia. And I was just like, well, did you hear about Jussie Smollett? They're like, oh yeah. I was like, you heard how it was like a hoax, right? And they were like, yep. And I was like, well, you don't think they could hoax Trump-Russia collusion? And they kind of had like a moment there, and they kind of thought like, well, yeah, I mean, I guess they could, couldn't they?
Have you seen the work that Scott Adams has been doing with the hoax at Charlottesville?
Actually, specifically, I don't think so. I did hear that he's going to start doing animated shorts, I think.
Well, what he's been doing it for probably the last 3 weeks is he's been trying to dispel the fine people comment, which is always used
right. Yeah, which Wikipedia is trying to erase.
Right, exactly, and that's what I was going to bring up is they keep taking it down. He just posted like I don't know, maybe an hour ago that it was starting to stay longer, like they were making some headway, but it's still, you know, it might be up for 10 minutes and then they take all of the context back out of it.
Well, and I don't know exactly what Scott was talking about. President Trump, when he was talking about the fine people, I believe he was talking about the veterans, the military veterans that were there. Right. And so that's just a fact.
Yeah, the crux of it is that he actually says, I'm not talking about white supremacists.
All right. You know what? If you can stay for a couple more minutes on the other side to clarify this, let's hammer this out. Did you see that moon bringing in the spring equinox? Carpe Donctum is my guest for another minute here because he brought something up that actually ties into something I was talking about earlier. And you had Wikipedia, I guess it was Wikipedia or whoever, basically censoring an entry on the Charlottesville deal, which here's the thing about the Charlottesville thing. Who knows if it'll ever come to light or not. But pretty much like everything else, it actually can be traced back to the left. And so because of that, the left is trying to do everything they can right now to try to pin it all on the right, which is really Heather Heyer's death and then I guess Nazism. But so they always go back to Charlottesville to attack Trump or whatever. And they use the line, Trump says not all the people were bad. Well, there were veterans that were at the whole thing because they didn't want to see monuments to veterans torn down. So they were just there to say, hey, look, we don't want to see veterans' war memorials turned down, veterans of this country. That's who Trump was meeting with and talking to. So he just says, hey, they weren't all bad people. There were some good people. He was referring to the veterans. So Scott Adams is trying to shed light on this, and people are going on Wikipedia trying to put that up in context of Trump's quotes, and they keep erasing it. But I don't even know if you realize this, Carpe Donctum, but I covered this earlier. They're going after 4chan really hard right now. They want 4chan shut down. Now, 4chan is like 80% free speech, which I guess makes it 0% free speech. But 4chan has kind of given in to some of the free speech guidelines so that they can still exist. I mean, I understand. But now they're just sitting to say, oh, you know, 4chan is to blame for everything. 4chan is to blame for Charlottesville. Let me find the story of what they're trying to say about 4chan now. And so, to me, it kind of all comes into, here it is. Charlottesville schools close after 4chan threat. So conveniently now you have someone, some, you know, anonymous person on 4chan threatening all the schools in Charlottesville. They have to shut down. And to me, it just pictures itself perfectly as a digital Jussie Smollett. You know, use 4chan, use Charlottesville, and now you can attack 4chan, try to shut it down. With Charlottesville as kind of the mainstream key point, you know, narrative talking point. So they're really going after this whole, they're really trying to use Charlottesville as like their mainstay, one of their mainstay talking points to attack Trump, attack conservatives, when in my opinion, Heather Heyer died because some radical leftist flashed a gun on the driver of the car, and you had a bunch of radical leftists beating the car in. But that's my opinion. Fine, whatever.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's different. Yeah, you can get into what actually caused that, but the thing that Scott is really trying to do is there are clear transcripts of the press conference where within one paragraph of him saying they're fine people, he also clarified it and said, and I can quote it right here, said, "I'm not talking about neo-Nazis and the white nationalists because they should be condemned totally. But you had people in that group other than neo-Nazis and white nationalists, okay?" That's within one paragraph of him saying there
it's
were
the
fine
same
people on
quote.
both
It's the
sides.
same.
Yeah.
It's the same statement.
Yeah. So the problem is that places like CNN and MSNBC, the guests often will say, "Well, you can't say, you have to say that Trump is a racist because he once called white nationalists and Nazis fine people," and it's clear that he didn't. Now, Wikipedia continues to take down that context and will remove that part of the quote, which is why the hoax continues. And that's what Scott has been doing for at least a month, maybe longer, because I think that's the biggest stumbling block that people have with it's the only thing people can really cite when they say that Trump is racist. And it's based on a lie, just like Jussie Smollett and just like any of the other hoaxes that you see going on.
And I think they're trying to Jussie Smollett 4chan right now,
Probably
as a means of shutting it down. And
I mean,
but we won't. But we never have it. You know, the New York Times, everyone will publish the story, but they'll never question the legitimacy. Oh, yes, clearly this is a white nationalist Trump supporter threatening Charlottesville schools. Clearly. No, it could be Jussie Smollett.
Well, the thing about 4chan is you never know who's posting. So anything that hoax or that
just ask
threat
Q.
could come from a leftist. Yeah, exactly.
Boy, you had fun. You had fun memeing and trolling the Q people.
Oh boy,
I won't.
Yeah,
I won't get into that. All right, Carpe Donctum. Thank you so much for joining us today, folks.
Thank
His
you.
great work at Carpe Donctum on Twitter. Okay, here's the deal. We got a new special now